Adopted in 1989, the Convention on the Rights of Children was aimed at protecting the special needs of the child. 193 countries, including Uganda, ratified this protocol, also intended to give children a voice, bearing in mind that the youngsters need special care and assistance.
And remember that children and special groups recognize that they had special needs. For example, they didn't have a voice. They are young, they cannot express. So they put in principles in addition to the universal human rights of the best interests of the child. And what did this mean? Is that they had to protect their social rights, social rights including those to health, those to education, those to water and safe water, and so forth.
Children's rights are like the things that children are entitled to and shouldn't be denied.
The Convention also spells out the best interests of the child, like the right to life, survival, development and protection. Now, 21 years after the ratification of the protocol, these rights are wantonly violated in many countries, and children continue to suffer the most horrendous forms of abuse. Considering that half of Uganda's population is under 18 years, this means the majority of the population, children, are not receiving the special and mandatory care they need from the community and the state.
Some children don't go to school, others are denied food, such things.
The situation also shows that our children are not protected and cared for. We've had by all of us in the community, including the state. If you think of how many children are being sacrificed, how many children are getting in conflict with the law, that is a concern.
To ensure the full and harmonious development of the child, the youngster should grow up in a family environment. But this is not the case with the influx of Karimojong children on the streets of Kampala. UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, estimates that over 15,000 women and children live on Kampala streets, and this has largely been blamed on government inactivity. But this is not the only area where children have not been accorded the requisite special care. Child rights activists estimate that due to lack of proper health care, at least 45,000 newborns die annually in the first 24 hours after birth. Another 200,000 children die before their 5th birthday, and despite the high enrollment of children in school, only half of these complete school. All this is happening, yet the policies to ensure that these children receive the best treatment are in place, and child rights activists are also doing their best.
We have in place the Children's Act, Cap 59, which basically was part of the domestication of the Convention on the Rights of the Children. This provides a wider framework for us to protect and define the rights of the children. We also have the National Orphans and Other Vulnerable Children's Policy, which again hopes us to program for the orphans and other vulnerable children.
The question now is, what is it that is not being done right and should be straightened as the world celebrates 21 years of the Convention of Rights of the Child?
At times like this, it reminds us that we've got an obligation to the children of Uganda, because we ratified the convention, and at the same time, they are our children. We want them to stay alive, to be protected and safe, and also keep learning. I think Uganda hasn't done so well in translating these policies completely in terms of providing necessary and adequate resources and tools to ensure that these policies are implemented.
Also, we are trying to look at issues of punishment that should be meted to people who neglect their children, whether you're a father, whether you're a mother, or whatever. We are trying to come up with harder punishments for non-action in as far as protection of the children is concerned.
But what could be complicating matters even more is the rampant high teenage pregnancies. Approximately 24.6% of teenage girls here had unwanted pregnancies that subject the newborn babies to gross neglect. Now, actors believe that with more sensitization and advocacy, children will stay alive, safe and learning. It's only then that we can fully realize that states are committed to what they signed to 21 years ago. Isabel Nakiria, NTV.